Okay, Jake, I got a little bit of a different topic for you today.
All right.
Something I've just been thinking about quite a bit, and I thought it was only fair to address since for the past couple weeks we've been talking a lot about Call of Duty Modern Warfare
Mm-hmm.
and the variety of problems it has, specifically with like the tick rate and the lag issues and how it's like really making the experience bad for people, how they're really just like they're dropping out of the game because of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was only fair to talk about how fighting games are way worse,
Oh,
just
okay.
across the board.
A twist.
Yeah,
A twist of a
yeah.
topic. We're
And
back to
with,
the
you
FGC.
know, yeah, real quick. But anyway, so if anybody ever talks about or asks about what is the biggest problem holding fighting games back, I'll always go back and say it's netcode and internet like stability, right?
Mhm.
Because if you go online and play a game right now, you could have good internet, other person could have okay internet, and just because of the way the netcode is set up, your match is going to be lagging like crazy and it's going to be borderline unplayable, right? Pardon me. Now, for most games, this is kind of like a weird, like, who knows, maybe it's fixable, maybe it isn't type
Yeah.
situation, right? But for fighting games, there's very specifically already a solution that was made back in like 2015, 2016, maybe even earlier. And companies are just like, yeah, we're chilling though. That's hard. We're not learning how to do that.
There's a solution, and
There
they're
is a
not picking it
solution
up.
already established. It's free for anybody to use on any game whatsoever. And a bunch of indie devs have already implemented it and it works great. And it's just perfect.
Have indie devs implemented into fighting games?
Yes, they have. A couple
All right.
notable
So
ones,
what's
yeah.
this widespread
Yeah.
solution that people aren't picking up
So
on?
just to lay down the groundwork, the way a lot of current games work is based off a delay-based netcode, right? Where say your internet and my internet not necessarily in sync, right? Game will say, okay, to make things kind of fair, we're gonna force a hard delay. So all of your moves might come out, let's say 5 frames later than they would have normally, just to compensate for the difference in internet connection, right?
Okay.
So going up to like maybe 10 frames, that's still doable. You can still make it work. But at 15 frames plus, completely unplayable, right? Not to mention that any frame delay at all ruins your combos half the times. Because like in a fighting game, it's very frame dependent. A lot of combos have like, oh, this is a 3-frame link. You have to hit that for 3-frame window. If you're anywhere outside of that, the move doesn't come out and you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the new system is something called GGPO, invented by a guy named, what's his name? I always forget.
His name is
just call
Gigi.
him- Yeah, Tony Cannon. I
Tony
always just call him
Cannon.
one of the Cannon brothers. He made a predictive rollback netcode called GGPO, as it stands for Good Game Peace Out. And basically what it does is the game on your end locally, it reads all of your inputs, and as long as you input the move correctly, it'll come out 100% of the time, right? But if there's any lag between your connection and my connection, and say you moved, but I don't see it on my screen, basically all the game does is it reads all the frames, it kind of predicts what you might do, and then if it's wrong, it just rolls back to the last frame that was incorrect. And it just plays smoothly because it's a way easier to adapt to all of a sudden, hey, you're in a slightly different location in the space of maybe 3 to 5 frames than it is to adapt to, oh, I hit the button and the thing that I expected to happen just didn't happen.
You know, you picked a really confusing topic
I know,
to win
I know.
to bring on to these people.
Yeah.
So I'll try and give it a quick whirl for other people who are outside the fighting game community. I think this does continue to be an issue and always will be, just based on the fact that you can play people across your same nation or possibly even across the ocean, which is obviously much more of a rarity, but even towards East and West servers and potentially having those play against each other. We've seen it time and time again. With Call of Duty, this has been a big issue of you get these shots off, you watch the replay, your shots never went through. Same thing for Fortnite when it comes to taking walls. Same thing for CSGO. Connection really, really does matter for games like those. League of Legends, the same thing. And so just to give it a comparison, those games have not necessarily found their solutions besides just adding more and more servers, and therefore you
more
only
complex there. Yeah, it's multiple people as opposed to just 2.
So a lot of their solutions is okay, more servers. You only play against people around your side of the world or in your near your location. That way we kind of avoid that as much as possible. So is this a solution for people that play against each other from anywhere?
From anywhere. Like it is the smoothest internet connection that I've been ever seen. Like playing against people that I know, like in Japan or Europe. I might as well be playing next to them on the couch. Like
See,
totally
you understand why that seems like a pretty remarkable claim.
Yeah, I do. And it's one of those things you kind of have to play in order to experience, because if you play a lot of the modern games, most of them have delay-based netcode. And a lot of people think that's fine because it's all they know how to play. But if you play something that's like a little bit more esoteric, like Killer Instinct, that has this like a variant of GGPO, it just works amazingly. It's borderline flawless.
So the question would be then, why is it not being implemented?
Mostly because I mean we know the reason, which is why it sucks. It's because most of the larger fighting games are made by Japanese developers, and they're very stubborn about doing things the way they've done them for years. And they have a very specific way they do netcode. And so every few months, a dev will come out and say, hey, I'm looking into this whole GGPO rollback thing. I think it sounds pretty interesting. And the whole community goes like, yes, finally, thank you. And then a couple months later, he's like, yeah, that's difficult. I really like it. It's very interesting. Seems like it works really well, but
don't you trust him in saying that it's very difficult then?
I would, if not for the fact that so many other games have done it and it works, and so many indie games, like small 3-person teams, have just been able to it's like you just slot it in, you just do the thing.
But you understand where where I'm coming from, where if you see it's tough to, I don't know, man, because then it's tough to believe if it's really that easy why they aren't doing it. I'm not sure.
It's 100% stubbornness. And you know what? There's a countdown
clock.
And
this is your time to rise
up. And here's why this matters so much. There's a countdown clock until every single fighting game that chooses not to do this is completely screwed.
Yeah, I can see it in your eyes, man.
Why? The first company that Riot hired or bought out to be part of their new fighting game was Tony Cannon's. The guy who made the netcode.
Oh, now I get you. Going for, okay, so you're pretty much saying that Riot is now going to be implementing what you hope in the future, and you think it could be.
There's no way they don't.
And you think this would definitely change the market a little bit.
Yeah, I think who knows if the game will be good, but it'll play well.
Yeah.
You'll be able to play online smoothly, perfectly.
Well, hopefully that kind of thing then sparks the notion in other developers that, hey, we got to do this because Riot's entering the scene and they're doing it too.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I'm just hoping Riot doesn't
screw it up somehow.
I just hope they don't implement other problematic things that they're also just let's take all that too. Let's just do that.
Riot doesn't have that many games to work on, do they? They haven't announced a dozen titles for next year.
It's not they're really stretching themselves.
I'm sure the fighting game will be top notch top quality on their list.
I mean, one can only hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I just felt like highlighting something that was wild to me, that we know the solution to the problem. Everybody is screaming, just fix the problem, and they're like, maybe.
Well, hey, maybe we can only hope for 2020. I don't know the projected timeline for the Riot fighting game.
Yeah, it's not anytime soon, I don't think.
Not anytime soon?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it can be fixed soon. Competition, we've said it time and time again. Competition breeds excellence. We've seen it with the whole Stadia and now Microsoft entering, and obviously other competitors too. So hopefully this is the same case, man.
Hopefully. I don't know. These devs are very stubborn.
I hope your words can help benefit the fighting game community, because I can see it in your goddamn eyes that you want this to happen.
Yeah. Please.